Hi friends, my name is Kim. Welcome back to Healing Place Cottage. Welcome to my kitchen. I am so happy to have you with me today. Today we're going to make another recipe that I saw come up on my news feed, and it is for garlic butter steak bites. And it looked like something that was right in line with the carbohydrate count that we need, and very, very simple. I had a ranch steak in my fridge, but you can use any kind of steak that you would want for this recipe. It called for ribeye. You could use sirloin if you would prefer. And I'm just going to cut the steak into bite-sized pieces. The next step is to salt and pepper our steak bites, and to add some garlic salt. I'm using garlic powder. And a little bit of onion powder. And it also called for some chili powder. And I'm going to use this Ancho Chili Fiesta rub that I had bought at one point when we were looking for an ancho chili pepper seasoning. I'll mix that all around, that good and covered. And I'm going to wash my hands. We'll see if our skillet's hot. It seems like it is. We'll go ahead and add that. And I had put a little bit of olive oil in the skillet. And we'll make sure all of the steak is touching that. I don't need it coated, but I need enough to make sure it's not going to stick. And we're just to cook this for about a minute. You know me, I like my meat a little well done, so I probably will cook it a little bit longer than a minute. Try not to cringe. So this morning, when I got on the scale, I was at 212, which means that I have lost 66 pounds. So that's a very positive for me this morning, and wanted to share that with you. It's getting slower, but it's still steadily going down, so that's a very good thing. It smells wonderful. We're going to go ahead and get our butter ready. So the recipe calls for next 1/3 of a cup of white wine, 2 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce, 4 tablespoons of butter, 5 cloves of minced garlic. Go ahead and get my garlic ready too. I bought a bottle of white wine to use because I'm going to make my own French onion soup and can it. I'm in a community group, I think I've mentioned it before, with ladies from a homesteader, Chelsea with Little Mountain Ranch, and there are just a variety of ladies that we get together and we can and garden, and I shared with you that I would be making the foods, adding more things from garden to table as we look at healthy ways, not just healthier recipes, but less preservatives, less additives, all of those things. So one of the things that they challenged us to do this month was to make something that we normally buy. And I was going to make barbecue sauce, but I got intimidated by that. There were so many different recipes for barbecue sauce, and I got very intimidated by that. And so then I was going to make, I use a lot of Lipton onion soup mix. And I thought, well, I will make my own Lipton onion soup mix. But when I ordered beef bouillon, it has just as many additives as the Lipton onion soup mix. So I need to find a bouillon that does not have all of the additives. So then I thought, okay, what else can I make? And we know that I love to make French onion chicken, which is where I just take the chicken, put it in the slow cooker, and add a can of French onion soup. And there's a lot of preservatives in that. So I'm going to pan my own French onion soup. So I bought a bottle of wine for that, and then I took out a third of a cup to use for this recipe. And I'm going to get a plate to put my meat on, because the next step has us removing the meat and adding the other ingredients. So the funny part of that story is I am not a wine drinker. I don't drink. And so I bought one of these things to pull the cork out of the bottle, and I pushed the cork straight into the bottle. So hopefully we're not going to have some cork with our meal. So it says, in our skillet, reduce the heat to medium, add wine, and let that reduce. So we're adding a third of a cup of wine. We're going to add 4 tablespoons of butter. We're going to add our 5 cloves of garlic. It does call for the garlic to be sliced, but I think mincing it will be just fine. We've added our butter. We've added our wine, let that reduce a little bit, added our butter, added our garlic. We're going to stir until creamy, and that's not taking long at all. I'm going to turn it down just a hair. And we're going to add our 2 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce. That's about it. And I don't have fresh parsley, but I probably have some dried parsley. I'm going to take a look in my spices. And we'll add, it says 4 tablespoons of fresh parsley. We'll add about a teaspoon of dried. And then we're going to add our steak back in. I'm going to go ahead and get a lid because this looked like it was still pretty rare. And put putting the lid on will help it heat through from the inside. All right, we will go ahead and give this a taste. That's very nice. It's very subtle though. It's the way it smelled. I thought it was going to be a lot stronger. But it's very flavorful, don't get me wrong, but it's very subtle, very smooth. I guess mellow and smooth would be the two adjectives I would use to describe that. It's very low in carbs, so we're looking at our information, our nutrition information. We're at just 290 calories, 89 milligrams of cholesterol, so that's not bad at all, especially considering that we're having red meat. And for me, trying to stay under 100 milligrams of cholesterol, that's good. We're only at 10 grams of carbs, so if you're doing keto, this is keto friendly. 1.4 grams of fiber and 26 grams of protein. So I don't think that is bad at all. The butter sauce is not bad for us with just white wine, Worcestershire sauce, the butter, garlic, and parsley. And before that, we topped our steak with our garlic powder, our onion powder, and our ancho chili fiesta rub, and salt and pepper. So I think that we have a winner. You can eat this with, the recipe calls for either mashed potatoes or rice. You could eat this with either one. You could eat it with buttered noodles. You definitely have enough carbohydrates to still be under that 45 grams of carbohydrates that we try to stay under to be a diabetic friendly recipe. Or you could eat it without any side, or maybe just a salad, which is what I will do. I typically will just have a salad along with this. This would be good on the salad. So I hope you enjoyed this recipe today. If you did, give it a thumbs up or a like. Subscribe to my channel on YouTube. You can also follow me on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. I post videos every Tuesday and Friday at 5 p.m. Eastern. Always diabetic friendly, often low carb like we have today, oftentimes slow cooker, gluten-free, or even vegetarian. I really enjoyed our time together today, friends, and I look forward to cooking with you again soon. Take care.